This is not a test station, this is interactive learning. As I say, if there is an opportunity to some specific teaching, maybe we can enable something, that's always good. Well, then we will stop and expand on that.
Okay, so it's not just about the patient in the bed though, is it? There's something interesting going on in the room over there. Tell me about that.
Yeah, the room in there, I've just run that session now, and that's one of the most challenging because we're trying to deal with some of the most difficult elements of communication. Some of the things that I know personally, and certainly from the feedback we got last year, people find really, really difficult to communicate. Withdrawal of treatment, organ donation, explaining things like brainstem testing, which we understand so clearly, but trying to explain that to the public is such a minefield. We're involving the National Organ Donation nurses as well. They're supporting us and helping us out. So certainly the first couple of groups through, I mean, some of them have done very well. Some of them have got themselves in some quite blind alleys, and it's been quite difficult.
Yeah, but presumably they've learnt a lot as a consequence of that, and hopefully the way to move forward.
Yeah, that one's got more of a structured feedback. We come out afterwards, we debrief, and then they go in and have another try in a different scenario, and they get another attempt to run it. So we are giving them more structured feedback rather than learn as you go, as it's in this sort of situation. And the feedback so far from the candidates has been great.
Okay, so is this something you're going to offer as a bespoke service, or is it something that you've been approached by trusts to do? How does it work for you as a company to supply this? What's your model for this, if you like?
Okay, well, ATACC originally started as the trauma course 20 years ago, and it still is, and that's not for profit. That allows us to invest in lots of the equipment that you see. But we also have a commercial side where we do lots of training for the police and for the fire and for medical services as well. And trusts will approach us and say, can you come in and do a day of sim for us, or can you come and do some ambulance transfer stuff? We tend to do specific niche training. Most hospitals are running simulation, but we'll tend to tackle some of the more challenging things. As you probably saw in the video, the biggest challenge we've had so far was when SMAC challenged us to involve the whole conference. So we took them all hostage and did a tactical sim. So that was quite a challenge.
Excellent. So do you see this as being something that is going to, from a training point of view, is going to be handed down to other individuals to take forward, or is it something that the company is just going to stay as the ATACC group and it's a model you're going to stay with, or is it something that's going to expand out?
Okay. We're very happy to come in and do it for you, but in the real world, we're never going to be big enough to do it everywhere. This is something that everybody should be doing. I was inspired by Sydney Hems a number of years ago when I was over there, when I saw they do sim every day. It's part of the normal day, just like going for a coffee break. And it's short and it's punchy. It doesn't drag on for hours. It's just 20 minutes, 10 minutes, but it's done every single day as part of the normal day. And I think that gets over the big skill fade. That's small and often. It's got to be the answer. And this is what we'd really like to do. I'm hoping that we inspire people to go away with a few ideas. Well, you really can do this quite easily.
So do you have accessibility, something like Train the Trainer, for example, because obviously people like Justin over there have probably run this many times, are aware of the pills and pitfalls. Is this something you're going to pass on to others so that they can, in a kind of an ATLS kind of way, move forward with it themselves?
Yeah, to be honest, I think that was sort of Ganesh's original vision, really, that we could develop something that could be used originally for FICM trainees, but now I think he's realising that from the feedback we got last year, there's lots and lots of, very much multidisciplinary, lots of grades, revalidation, all these sort of things we have to face, and this can be used to support all of those. And the idea would be, we will certainly facilitate that, and I think, as I say, the ICS, I get the impression, would like us to run this as a set of scenarios that we can almost put in a box and give to places, and that would be great. I think if we can achieve that, and we could have 10 standard scenarios that we can expand on and develop, I think that would be fantastic.
Fantastic. Well, it looks brilliant. I wish I could go through it myself. The simulation itself looks absolutely fabulous, and I would imagine that room over there has caused a few flutters as well.
Absolutely. It's only the beginning.
Thanks very much. Cheers, buddy.